Anaam from the Nagual zone here. Today's video is based on the topic, a request by a user called SurferZX. They said, can you make a video explaining using death as an advisor? Fantastic request. I love it. So here it is, all about this topic, which is very close to my heart. Death as an advisor. What does it mean to a warrior? What does it mean to the average man? So let's start by getting one thing very, very clear. There is no death. There is, however, your death. Once you get this little difference very clear in your head, you will see why it is one of the most important distinctions we will ever make about this topic. Death as an advisor means nothing because it's just an idea. My death as an advisor means everything to me. It's literally a matter of life and death. And I'd be a fool to ignore the explanations and the advice of my death. So let's get this clear. There is no death. That is just a nice idea that sells Hollywood novels and everything. Death is an idea, okay? Far removed from the average man's life. No one wants to know about it. If someone dies, everyone acts as if it's the most surprising thing to have happened. Or something really shocking. Oh, really? You know all these reactions. These are the reactions of the average man towards the idea of death. Once we understand that death is just a mental, we react to the mental idea rather than the reality. The reality is your death is very, very much present. Your death is walking right behind you, ready to tap you on the shoulder at the right time. That knowledge should propel you to acts of the greatest power, the greatest personal power. Now what a warrior does is a warrior trains themselves to use this real, inevitable fact, uses this fact to their advantage. It gives the warriors actions, behaviors, feelings, thoughts, associations, attachments, a peculiar kind of finality, a peculiar kind of edge, a peculiar kind of sharpness. That is why the warrior never does anything half-heartedly, because that act might be the final thing they ever contributed to this earth in their life. But what happens is that we are reduced to zombies, shuffling, walking zombies. Your death is coming. I know you don't believe it because you don't live like it. I know you don't. Let's get very, very honest. This whole game is about really being honest. Really being honest. And what I mean by honest is being emotionally honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't tell yourself, yeah, I'm this big shot who lives as if death is gonna come. No, you don't. You do not live like death is gonna come to you. You live like you are gonna live forever. That is why you take everything in your life for granted, except those things that pay you money. Think about that one. It's a very deep one. What the warrior does is, through a lifetime of honing their personal power, their understanding, their insightful nature, the warrior starts to really, really marry, gets married to the idea that my death can happen anytime. Now, death reserves two prerogatives for itself. Your death has reserved two prerogatives for itself. One is you are not able to know when it's going to strike you. Secondly, you are not able to know where it's going to come for you. This is very similar to someone who is terminally ill. Imagine you fainted on the road or something, got taken to hospital. They found out that you got a brain tumor the size of a golf ball in your head, and there's nothing they can do. You've got 3 months to live, if that. You would come out of that doctor's office, you would come out of that door a very, very changed person. And everything on your journey home from that point on, you would be in an altered state of consciousness. You would look at the seats of the bus. You would look at the people around you. You would look at the sights, the sounds, the wind, the breeze. Everything would have a peculiar quality to it. Yes? Now, most of us haven't been in that situation, but we can at least imagine what that could be like. Welcome to the warrior's world. The warrior, the trained warrior, lives in that state of nostalgic freshness. I just invented that. Everything has a tinge of poetry to it, because that very well might be the last time the warrior might look at that crowded bus. That might be the very last time the warrior might look at that TV show. Death could come at any minute, at any instant. Do you see how death has already started advising the warrior? The idea of her own death has changed. The warrior has allowed that knowledge to change them irrevocably at a deep, deep level. This requires a lot of personal power to get to that stage where you live as if you are going to die. Where then all the cribbing about your job and the state of the world and oh my God, Trump is so stupid and politicians, money is evil and all your nonsense disappears, or should disappear, but it doesn't disappear. You know why? Because you do not understand that your life will end, and you don't know when, you don't know how, you don't know why, and you don't know where. It will come. It's coming for you right now as we speak. This video could very well be the last video I ever make. It should lend my delivery a certain, what's that word? Poignance? Whatever that word is. It should lend that certain finality to my actions, to what I'm saying right now. I may not get another chance ever again. You see how that works? So death as an advisor is just an extension of this very core realization that, oh my God, so far I have been an arrogant, bored prick, taking things for granted, thinking I will live forever. But now I realize that my life is on a clock and those seconds are ticking away. Now don't make an aberration out of it. Don't become some kind of maddened fool that just runs around trying to get everything done because, oh my God, my time is so limited on this earth. No, that's not what we're talking about. Try and understand. Don't just indulge in foolishness. It should get you to walk down the street fully alert, appreciative of every step you're taking. It should get you to really savor buying vegetables from the supermarket, from your whatever you guys have, Kmart, Walmarts, Marty Marts, whatever the marts are. Over here in the UK, we have Sainsbury's, we have this, we have that. Instead of bitching about these things, savor each moment. They're serving you, and death can take that away from you this moment. What part of this fact people don't how it doesn't allow to change us really is it tells of what thick layer of zombification we allow ourselves to be sedation. We sedate ourselves and then expect our boredom to go away because we are sedated. No, it actually heightens the boredom. It heightens the fact that now you take everything for granted. Right? So this is what it means to have death as an advisor. Don't walk around thinking you are going to live forever. Don't behave with others thinking you are some kind of big shot because you're going to live forever. Apologize. Be quick. Apologize quickly. Appreciate quickly. In each moment, be there, because if you are not there in each moment, who else is going to live your life for you? And especially when confusions come, when you don't know what to do. Should I go on a date with that girl, or should I take this job, or should I apprenticeship with Anaam? Should I do this? Should I do that? Ask your death. Your death is unique to you. Your death is going to happen like it will happen to no one else. You will experience your death in the most unique, unrepeatable fashion. It is unique to you. It is not possible for anyone else to experience your death like you will. Right? Because you are a unique individual. You have your own predilections. Death will mold itself to your predilections and come as a shroud in the night for some, as a dove in the day for others. That's why death is such a beautiful advisor. When you are confused, when you do not know what to do, when life situations, and we all have them, really have us confounded. Should I take this course of action? Should I take this course of action? Ask your death, what should I do? And your death will tell you two things. One, that you do not get to live forever, and that it's coming for you. It will remind you of that fact. And the second thing that death will remind you of is that the moment when it taps you, nothing will matter to you except your impeccability. The impeccability with which you conducted your life is the only thing that will matter to you when death taps you. Death will remind you of this fact. And so you will be encouraged to take the most impeccable course of action in whichever direction, because whatever you do doesn't matter. The impeccability with which you do it. Will I be able to leave this situation better than I found it? That is a direct link to impeccability. That paradigm will make you act in the most impeccable, enjoyable ways in your life. I'm telling you that. So this is to give you a picture a painting of this very abstract topic, but for the warrior it's a very visceral topic. It is very functional. It's very functional. For us, we train ourselves to never take anything for granted, never take any moment for granted. We train ourselves to be intensely present in each moment, so that death, when it comes, we can say, I'm ready. I have been there in each moment in my life, and I have lived it in the most impeccable way I knew how. And now I'm ready. I have no regrets about moving on to the next stage of my evolution, right? On that note, let me know in the comments what you think. What does it mean to you having death as your advisor? What does it mean to you? Let me know in the comments. I love to respond to them, and I shall see you in the next video. Walk in freedom, stay connected.